What up, everybody? Welcome to the show. I'm Dick. This is Dictate the Day. Get in here. Get on in here. Welcome back, too, if you're joining me again. I got a crazy one for you today. The clips, the footage is, what is going on in our world? Government shutdowns. Airplanes doing crazy things in the sky. Food stamps are running out. People are rioting. It's crazy. I got clips. I got stuff of that serious nature. And a little bit of like, what? But just remember, this is all entertainment. But you know how I like to do it. I like to find the vibe, get into it. Join me. Let's do this. Let's Osh, lads. Let's Osh.
Run with my toxic love. Look how you make me happy. You take a hold of me. You take a hold of wish I could give you up, but you're my new favorite drug. Enter into my blood. Run with my toxic love.
Okay. My bad. I was really feeling it there for a minute. I'll stop. Let's get serious.
We will introduce.
Oh, my bad. I'll go ahead and tell you. It's the 5th of November. Remember the 5th of November. That's all I'm saying. Guy Fawkes Day. That's what today is. The year is 2025. And, things have been a little, I'm trying to come up with the creative word, risque out in these streets. Whether it's conspiracy or just what's happening, it's crazy. Some of the clips I got, I'm not going to lie, although strictly entertainment, I'm just kidding, but they are a little like, what? So keep that in mind. Do your own research. Feel free to put it in the comments if you have knowledge I don't have, because this is what this is about. I'm just sharing my knowledge, spreading my love. That's my mantra. But enough from me. Let's get this show underway, y'all. Okay, this first one I got, seriously, man, I feel like if we did stuff like this here in our wonderful country, things would be different. I know that little play button is in front of that, but it says government to introduce mandatory caning for scammers. I think Sim Ann is this politician's name here that we see, but let me show you what's going on in this. It's less than 2 minutes. Watch.
We will introduce mandatory caning for scammers. Offenders who commit scams, defined as cheating mainly by means of remote communication, will be punished with at least 6 strokes of the cane.
Woo!
We will take an equally firm stance against scam syndicates. These syndicates mobilize significant resources to conduct and profit from scams and have the highest level of culpability. Members of and recruiters for scam syndicates will be subject to mandatory caning of at least 6 strokes if they knew that the organized criminal group was a scam syndicate. Crippling the supply of scam enablers would significantly increase the difficulty for scammers to successfully conduct or profit from scams in Singapore. We will therefore introduce discretionary caning for those who facilitate scams. First category is where the offender intended or knew, depending on the offense, that the enabler would be used to commit or facilitate the commission of a scam. The second category covers cases where the enabler is actually used to commit or facilitate the commission of a scam even if the offender did not intend or know this. For the second category of offenders, discretionary caning will apply if the offender fails to prove that he or she had taken reasonable steps to ensure that the enabler would not be used to commit or to facilitate the commission of a scam. Let me assure members that genuine victims who are found to have been deceived into providing a scam enabler would not be affected by the introduction of caning as a punishment. The existing offenses do not penalize genuine victims in the first place. We will introduce mandatory cane.
I think, okay, there's a couple of things. I think that's a great idea. Look, if my younger self, when I was doing all of my criminalities and, whatnot, because I have broken the rules, allegedly, especially in my youth, if I knew I was going to get publicly caned, and if you don't know what a caning is, what that is, the punishment in Singapore, I can't show you on YouTube, I don't think. I'm not going to push the limits because it's intense. If you remember, if you're my age or close to my age, or maybe you do crazy research, there was this kid, I think it was the 90s, maybe the early 2000s, that got in trouble over in Singapore. He was an American kid, I think. Might have been a Euro kid, I can't remember. But he vandalized something. I think he spray painted something over there in Singapore or whatever. And there was this huge, press event over the fact, I think his parents were trying to get him over here, and Singapore was like, no, we're going to cane this fool. And caning is this, they're I want to say they're bamboo. They're these huge, long, and they do it in front of everyone. They put you on this thing. I mean, that would have deterred me as a child. If my homies were like, yo, let's go throw rocks at these cars again, or whatever, I'd be like, no, man, we're going to get caned, bro. My parents whipped me, all that kind of stuff. But public caning just seems, I don't know. What do you think? Put in the comments. What you think? I know our generation's a little softer now, so that may be an idea not everybody's into. All right, let's go. I'm talking about some of these clips. This next one, I think I maybe should have buried in my clip montage because here we go. Entertainment.
What I'm about to show you could have dire consequences for communicable diseases for the human race. There was a groundbreaking study that came out of Germany from German researchers where they captured the very first ever scientific footage of brown rats actively hunting and devouring bats mid-flight, which is a previously undocumented behavior that nobody's ever seen before that could have some pretty serious ecological and public health consequences. Now, this isn't just some random type of an animal encounter. This is a pretty serious wake-up call that shows just how invasive rats can be as a species, and also shows physical proof how deadly viruses like coronaviruses could jump from bats to humans. So here's why this is so concerning to me, at least. Bats are natural reservoirs for a slew of pathogens and illnesses, including coronaviruses like SARS-CoV-2, and rats are equally notorious for being carriers of diseases like leptospirosis and hantavirus. I mean, hell, rats were blamed for the spreading of the Black Plague all throughout Europe, and they're all over the major urban areas and cities right now across the entire planet. Now, by preying on bats, they potentially could end up facilitate pathogen exchange between the two major wildlife reservoirs, which could create a risky concoction or cesspool of these viruses to mutate and then spill over to humans, because rats are all over human living areas, especially in urban cities where rats thrive alongside people. They're eating your trash and stuff on the side of the road. That's what I think makes this so deadly, and this kind of aligns with the framework of One Health, which is a framework that says that humans, animals, and environmental impact is all interconnected, which it really is, because what happens in the animal kingdom eventually is going to spill over to humans. What I'm about to show you,
I mean, we're animals, okay? I mean, mammals, you know what I mean? I'm no specialist on zoology or anything. I love Mother Nature and animals and all that stuff. But one thing I'm pretty confident about, unless somebody wants to correct me, bats and rats are pretty dirty when it comes to bacteria and stuff. And if one is, hunting and feeding on the other, animal kingdom stuff. The ability for these dirty diseases to mutate and become a thing. I mean, right? Haven't heard anybody talk about this. So there you go. What? Super mutant stuff. Is this where the zombies come from? Because I'm kidding, but am I? Okay. Let's keep it rolling. I got a kind of a heavy clip load today, and I wanna get this information out there. Let's Osh. This was yesterday. Did y'all hear about this? You know, so many of us, including myself, I don't watch the news anymore. I get my news from, like, you know, YouTube and TikTok now. And what's crazy is you will find out stuff before it ever hits the major news stuff here. There's a theory about media being controlled, entertainment, allegedly. But the next few clips I have are things that are unfolding that I didn't necessarily get from a news channel. Some of them, like this is the Daily Mail, check them out. They're a great source on the talk there. Like, did y'all, I have a clip. It's coming up later. Did y'all see what happened in Kentucky? Oh my God. Okay, let's go. I hear the dogs barking next door. My bad. Okay. Yeah, bomb threat. Can I even say that on here? Allegedly entertainment. United Flight shuts down Washington, D.C. airport. I haven't done any other research on this. I've been, curating this morning. I don't know if this was real, if this was just like, whoops, we made a mistake. But I feel like these days, it is so uber important. Keep your head on a swivel. Keep your family close to you. I wish I wasn't sending out warnings like that, but this is where we live. This is what's going on. And here we go. Did I say entertainment already? I think I did.
The controllers got 90% of one payment, 80 to 90%.
Before I let him continue, he's talking about the air traffic controllers. Like, they're government employees. The government has been shut down now for a record time. It's never been this long. There's some theories floating around it. I'm going to let the clip speak, and then remember, do your own research. Yeah, okay. Department of Transportation might be forced to shut down some airspace next week. Security Duffy says. Secretary, sorry.
Percent of one payment. They missed the second paycheck. On Thursday, they get an email pay stub that'll show what their next payment is going to be. So this Thursday, they'll get an email that shows that their pay stub is a big fat zero. Many of the controllers said, a lot of us can navigate missing one paycheck. Not everybody, but a lot of us can. None of us can manage missing two paychecks. So if you bring us to a week from today, Democrats, you will see mass chaos, you will see mass flight delays, you'll see mass cancellations, and you may see us close certain parts of the airspace because we just cannot manage it because we don't have the air traffic controllers. The controllers got 90% of one payment, 80 to 90% of one payment.
Okay, that's just a 45-second clip. I found a clip before I sat down and started doing this. It's like 10:30 in the morning. And I couldn't put it up. It's way too long, and I don't edit, so... but it's a pilot sitting on the runway, and it's somebody recording from their cell phone, and they have their cell phone pointed out the window, and you can just see this huge line of planes. I'm not sure what airport it is, but the pilot comes on, and he starts talking about, hey, in that pilot voice, I'm sorry, but it looks like we're waiting for a signal from air traffic control, like which lane can go, this, that, the other, and he's refusing to speak to us. He's not guiding us or anything. So they're not getting paid. I do not blame them. Here we go. Watch this.
The airlines say more than 3.2 million flyers have already experienced delays or cancellations due to air traffic control staffing issues during the shutdown. If you're flying today, it's a bit like you're playing shutdown delay roulette. We know there will be delays. We just don't really know when or where. These marathon-long security lines could soon become a reality for travelers across the country.
I was at the line for like about 5 hours, but I still didn't get to the check-in.
At Houston's Bush Airport on Monday, passengers waited more than 3 hours in line. TSA staffing is so low because of sick calls due to the government shutdown. The airport could only staff checkpoints in 2 of its 5 terminals. Former New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu runs the trade association representing the nation's airlines.
You're looking at an exponential problem, a real gridlock problem, if these folks don't get their act together in Washington.
How concerned are you today about the Thanksgiving holiday?
Extremely.
Nationally, the issue is air traffic control staffing. Sick calls have surged since controllers missed a paycheck last week, affecting at least 8 facilities on Monday and delaying flights at major airports, including Austin and in Dallas. Former NTSB Chair Robert Sumwalt.
We've got air traffic controllers and technicians that are not being paid, and certainly that's got to put an additional strain on an already stressful job.
Also under pressure, tens of millions of Americans who rely on the government for food assistance. After a court order, the Trump administration says it will tap into a contingency fund to cover 50% of SNAP benefits for November. Democrats slammed the reduced payments, saying Republicans are weaponizing hunger.
This is an intentional, vicious choice that Donald Trump and Republicans are making. And not a single American should go hungry.
But Republicans claim President Trump's hands are tied.
He wants SNAP to be done, but he doesn't see the mechanism to do it.
It's unclear when the Trump administration will resume the SNAP benefits. The administration says there are logistical challenges that could delay them in some states by weeks, even months. The airlines say more than...
Okay, you know, I don't ever... That's so crazy. I don't do political stuff on here. I avoid politics at all costs. But these things are affecting us. And I know the politics affect us always, but who's really in control is my question. Entertainment, allegedly. The holiday season is coming up. The food benefits, SNAP, EPT, all that stuff is... supposedly in this clip, 50% are going to be... I've heard things like that's not happening. I've got a clip coming up of people like rioting at like stores and stuff, and they're cleaning it out. I think the real message is if you're out with your family, or if you know your wife or your kids need to go to the store, don't let them go alone. Be careful. I'm not preaching fear here. I'm preaching safety, just in case. You know what I mean? Here we go.
The government shutdown continues, but what if I told you Luigi Mangione is actually connected? The US government has been shut down for over a month now, making it the second longest running shutdown in US history, which is due to the left and the right not agreeing to the Affordable Care Act, aka Obamacare. Now the question is, who benefits and wants a continued government shutdown? Well, you guessed it. The healthcare insurance companies. Now, why would they want that? Well, that's because all these insurance companies make billions and billions of dollars from PTCs, premium tax credits, which is paid out from the US Treasury even during a government shutdown. And some of these companies are making 30 up to 40% of their entire revenue. And if this act is restructured, they stand to lose over $150 billion. And I feel like they knew this is coming because they put up the worst stock caller of all time, Jim Cramer, to push down the healthcare company Centene stock just a couple months ago. Well, surprise, surprise. So just the other day, the unexpected profits from Centene sends the stock soaring. Now you're asking yourself, what does Luigi have to do with all this? Now, do you guys remember what he's in jail for in the first place? Yeah, he took out the CEO of United Healthcare, in which is one of the companies right in the middle of this government shutdown. So the question is, did he foresee this coming? But it gets even weirder. Do you guys remember that 286 code he used in this whole thing, which is actually a denial code in healthcare? Now, if you don't remember, he left Monopoly Money, in which that game has 286 pieces. He got caught 286 miles away. He used Route 286 to get away. Well, I saw this the other day on X saying that Trump threw a Gatsby-themed party on Halloween during the 33rd day during the shutdown, but this was the 31st day. So this had to be a clue. Now, if it was a 33-day shutdown, that would land on November 2nd. Can anybody else guess how many days Trump will be in office on this day? 286 days on November 2nd is how long Trump is in office. The same code that Luigi used. So the question is, does Trump know? Is Trump connected to Luigi? And did they all know this was coming down the pipeline? Either way, we live in the Matrix. Make sure you guys hit up my YouTube link in bio, but let me know what you guys think about all this down below. The government shut...
Look, entertainment. That connection is crazy. I don't know if that's real or not. But that's the Maverick approach. I always show at least one, sometimes two clips from this. It's a great resource for thinking material, if you will, to form your own ideas. Yeah, that's nuts, right? What? I'm thinking about doing one of these shows of mine on just the healthcare, especially what's coming our way. But it's a lot, and it triggers me, if I'm going to be honest. I mean, good God, I had to use the word trigger, but it does upset me. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Goodness gracious.
Funny enough, if you Google layoffs, guess what? In the last 2 days, UPS, 48,000 jobs. Must be an anomaly. Maybe not. Paramount, 1,000. Target, 1,800. Chegg, 45% of workforce. Microsoft, 15,000 layoffs. What do you think that is? Do you think that that is no hiring, the great freeze? Or do you think that the companies are actually out there chopping their workforce right and left? And these are just bigger companies. What about mom and pops, huh? I mean, listen, I don't pay that much attention to the labor stats that we get because we all know they're going to be revised down anyway. We all know that none of the data we're going to get is correct. But this seems pretty clear to me that what we are being told about this great freeze is incorrect, which also lines up with my own personal experience of many of my loved ones who have been applying like crazy, who have been laid off, who can't find a job to save their lives. You cannot tell me that Americans are not struggling right now to get a job or to hold on to the ones they have. People are fearful with good reason. And this is the truth. And what's more, this is the beginning. You mean to tell me, oh, this is the worst it's going to get? I don't think so, especially not with what's coming next with AI. Funny enough, if you Google layoffs, guess what? In the last 2 days, UPS, 48.
Okay. This is TikTok. This is ITM Trading. That's the name of this channel here. I didn't realize this existed. Found this in my feed, and wow. Okay. I've got a corresponding clip here. Let's keep it going.
What are we gonna do for survival? We ain't gonna have a job.
I look at how DoorDash is like, you want to do a 45-minute delivery for $2? And I say, decline. Then they come back with, how about 2 45-minute deliveries at the same time for $4? Also decline.
Bro, I'm just getting off of work. Why am I suspended, DoorDash? Like, what's up? I'm trying to make some money, and I'm suspended now. Like, now how am I supposed to get a bike?
Hello, my name is Jack Chris, and I'm from Dallas, Texas, and I'm an air traffic controller for the Federal Aviation Administration. My question is, under the current political climate, do you think that this shutdown could actually be longer than the previous shutdowns? Because I am actually driving DoorDash when I get off work just to kind of...
You got a good job, you got to hold on to it, but the LGV tech, they taking over, automated robot. They load my truck for me. I don't need nobody. Now I can multitask, CDL, bump them docks, and activate these load for these robots, man. But I'm learning something. ASAP. Look at this one. They gonna scan my whole truck in right now. Make no sense. You don't even need nobody to scan it at all. Look at him. My nigga said, excuse me.
What are we going to do for survival? We ain't going to have a job.
I look at how DoorDash...
Yes. I got no words. First thing I thought about when I saw that clip of the robotic forklifts loading that truck, employers have to usually pay for your training on that. It's not super intense. You know, it may even be another employee training you on it. But there's a lot of safety certifications and stuff you got to get, depending on what you do for a living. the AI, the robots, they don't need that. So not only does the employer not have to pay, you know, for the labor of said employee, none of their certifications, none of their knowledge, none of that. You know what I mean? Okay, let's keep going. Let's go.
It's like you want to.
We have some interesting footage coming out of Arizona. This was
I thought I'd switch it up a little bit and let's go aliens. Let's go UFO. Let's have fun. Okay, let's go.
captured by a man named Alex Wallace. He was outside when he saw this orb literally being followed by a helicopter. Now, this isn't something that's far away. It's literally right above him. Take a look at this footage and also look at it in thermal because this thing is something else. Comment below, tell us what you think.
Look at this. Look how bright it is.
Yo. That is a freaking orb. That's an orb being chased by a helicopter. What the hell?
What is that?
That is a straight up orb, dude. Being followed by a freaking helicopter. What the hell? I just now pulled up. Smells like something's burning. That is nuts.
That's the paranormal link. That's myramooreparanormallink.com. Saw the channel there. Check them out. You know, was that an interdimensional? Was that a UAP? Was that, you know, or was that just technology that we have that helicopter was supervising as they do test runs? I don't know. But wait till you see these next things.
Video footage of the monster trying to take down a UFO.
Look at that. I don't know if those are 50 cal rounds or what, but they are lighting up the sky. And that flying light is unscathed. I'm talking about untouched, not worried, checking out. And if you'll notice, sometimes stuff bounces off of it when it's direct. It looks like a paper airplane that's glowing in the dark. Look at that. Nothing's happening to it. Just impervious is the word. And I mean, they're giving it all the smoke. Look at it. It just bounces off of it. It doesn't even change its direction. Crazy. Whoa. Okay, watch this one.
What the heck was flying over Russia last night, guys? Literally in the last 24 hours, this thing was flying over.
I'm not sure when that last clip was from, and this is from April of this year. I feel like I've seen this before, but we need to watch this again.
Moscow and literally got fired at. They were shooting at it like crazy. Check this footage out.
It's
like something out of War of the Bloody Worlds, guys.
Something. Spinning lights on it.
It looks really weird, this thing. And then literally, so it's flying over Moscow, as you can see here. It's being fired at. What? It is literally being shot at. What is this UFO that's just been flying over? It probably is some sort of... Well, Russia knows what it is.
Maybe.
Russia knows who these UFO UAPs are. If you remember these things flying all over Jersey and New Jersey recently, in training exercises.
Is that the same
So I think
thing?
we know who's
I don't know.
controlling them and why Russia's shooting at them. I think we know, don't we, guys, really? So this thing was literally this is wild. Literally, this thing's flying over Moscow, being shot at by anti-aircraft missiles. Look at this. This is just incredible. This is like a UFO UAP flying over Russia getting shot at. What? This happened literally yesterday, guys. This is freaking wild. Are the aliens invading or what? Apparently they're invading Russia all of a sudden. I think we know who's behind these UFO UAPs, don't we, people? Bloody hell.
I'm not
This is
sure. I got
incredible,
some
though,
theories.
really. What is going on in the world, seriously? So this thing flies off to it. Apparently it was making a headline for the Kremlin. It was going for Putin. This thing was potentially going to go and try and take out Putin, people are saying. Don't know if that's true. That'd be incredible. Some sort of UFO UAP hit drone flying through Moscow. Boom, poof, poof, on a mission. It doesn't seem like none of those missiles hit it. None of those anti-aircraft missiles hit it once. I noticed that. I don't think anything hit it. It must have some sort of pretty advanced, hardcore technology that literally makes all of these kinds of weapons and missiles completely. It's totally invulnerable. It's just invincible. It's unstoppable. It's invulnerable. What the heck was flying over Russia last night, guys?
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe it is some advanced technology that's, I mean, it's more than bulletproof. It's force field energy or something. I don't know. Let's keep going. Let's roll up.
Breaking news. 2 U.S. Navy aircraft have just crashed in the South China Sea within 45 minutes. Coincidence or something much bigger? At 2:45 p.m. local time, an MH-60R Seahawk helicopter from the USS Nimitz went down during what officials called routine operations. Then barely 30 minutes later, at 3:15 p.m., an F/A-18F Super Hornet from the same carrier also crashed in the same area. All 5 crew members from both aircraft were rescued, which is a miracle in itself. But here's the part raising eyebrows. 2 totally different aircraft, same ship, same stretch of ocean, same hour. Officials are calling both incidents unrelated mechanical failures. But in one of the most heavily contested regions on Earth, that explanation feels too convenient. Remember, the South China Sea is a tense military zone where the US, China, and allies all operate dangerously close. A double crash like this could spark serious geopolitical tension if it's not just coincidence. And think about it. 2 state-of-the-art machines, maintained by some of the best crews in the world, going down minutes apart? What do you think? Coincidence or cover-up? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Breaking news.
This was like a week and a half ago, and I did a clip on it. It was one of my Keegan Dunlap, I believe, was how I got the information off of his TikTok channel. I didn't realize that this happened right there, off the coast of China. Whoa. And I haven't heard anything else about it. Like, they just said mechanical difficulties. These planes are worth tens of millions of dollars. These aircraft. Crazy world we live in. Entertainment. Let's go.
Hungry hippo ass. Look at these fat ass. These hungry hippo ass.
Now, we need to be clear. The vast majority of people who are actually on SNAP benefits, those are elderly, disabled, they're not going to be out doing this, looting, robbing, all this shit. This is going to be opportunists and criminals, as you're just going to see. But that still is a potential huge safety concern for you. There's already forum boards going out there, TikTok posts, organizing events to go and rob Walmarts as giant groups and things like that. But not only that, people are also doing things like setting up checkpoints to rob individuals who have just purchased groceries. This is something people are not thinking about when it comes to keeping yourself.
That's what I'm telling y'all. That's, man, I can't remember the whole Valhalla. You can find him on YouTube, TikTok. Ex-military special forces dude. Does a lot of great content. Found this yesterday. I'm not sure if this is his original post or was this clipped by someone else, but definitely give him a shout out. Check him out. Yeah, just like, I don't know how much all that information is true. But I have, there's other clips that I can't show of, you know, vandalism and robbery and breaking of the law and whatnot. Just the only message I have is be super careful. Don't go places alone. Have a plan just in case. Pay attention to your surroundings. It's crucial. Okay. Whew, let's go. Did you hear about this? Disney. So I think yesterday I heard there was 3 unalivings of different natures at Disney. And then as I was scanning, I noticed it said 4, and I was like, what? It's because there was just another one, all within this month. What is happening? One of these, I'm going to have to be real careful how I share the details. One of these was a person that was, I don't know what word to use. Supposedly they did it themselves, but it was with blunt force trauma. How's that possible? Strange. That's all I'm saying. Entertainment, allegedly. As I always say, do your own research. Crazy. Let's keep going.
The Chinese government made Yao Ming's parents marry.
Oh, they made them marry?
They made him marry and have a baby. His mother was the tallest woman on the Chinese national team, and his father was the tallest guy.
And they made them get
So
married.
you guys have to have a baby for the republic.
I did not know.
And they came up with Yao Ming.
They came out with Yao.
Damn, I did not know that. You about to look that up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was tough.
The reports of Chinese government making Yao Ming's parents to produce star
look at him
athlete are exaggerated of the state's run sports program that them together. The story is not one of genetic engineering, but a state of sponsored athletic system with eugenics undertones.
I don't know. It sounds like
I don't
Craig
know.
right. I'm going
Yeah,
with
it
Craig's
kind of
theory.
sounds like, yeah.
I'm going with Craig's theory right now.
Because they're not denying it.
Do you know how incredible the NBA would be if Shaq and Lisa Leslie had a baby? If LeBron and Serena had a baby,
The scary part about that is it's a girl. Get you a
Shout out TFU podcast. That's in that same realm of the Maverick approach and whatnot. That's crazy. I didn't know. I know other countries kind of force their people to do stuff. But now with the technologies, you don't have to have them hook up, if you will. You can do this in a lab. Allegedly entertainment, and maybe stuff like that's already going on. I don't know. Interesting to think about, though. Knowledge. Okay, let's Osh.
He has a safe full of legitimate Mandela effects.
So I got the Berenstain Bears.
There it is.
Not Berenstain Bears. Berenstain. It's an actual book.
I remember.
I also have the Shazam VHS.
I remember.
And last but not least, it's paint, by the way. It's not what you guys are all talking shit before. Hold on, let me find the tag on these.
Look closely.
If you guys can see the cornucopia.
Yeah, so there's the cornucopia.
Yeah.
There it is, folks.
See the cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom tag? So Fruit of the Loom denies ever having a cornucopia.
He has a safe full of...
I haven't talked about the Mandela effect in a while. I feel like it's old news, which is crazy. because every once in a while I'll see something new of change. What's crazy is my wife is 10 years younger, and that decade difference, she remembers, and I remember something different. It's crazy. That's Toilet Time Media. Shout out. I showed a couple clips. That's the second one. I want to give them a shout out. Check them out. Truthfully entertaining. Such good content. I love it. Yeah. Is it CERN? Is it the fact that the 2012 thing happened and we popped over to another timeline? I don't know. Just fun little entertaining theories. Let's roll on.
The scale of what's been called a catastrophic crash has become...
Okay. I don't know how this works officially or legally or allegedly or any of that stuff. Video shows moment before. Yeah. I'm just reacting to this video. This is just news, happened yesterday. This is Sky News. This is going to show what happened yesterday. So if you're faint of heart or don't want to see this happen because it is a little yikes, just fast forward. It's a minute 55 seconds long. And here we go. UPS cargo plane.
Clearer. At 5:14 p.m. Eastern Time, UPS cargo flight 2976 from Louisville, Kentucky to Honolulu in Hawaii crashed on departure, triggering a massive explosion. It would have been heavily laden with fuel for that 4,500-mile journey. UPS said it was an MD-11 aircraft built in 1991 and had 3 crew members on board. At least 2 buildings on the ground were impacted, one of them a petrol recycling plant, and authorities said they feared the number of dead, injured and missing would rise.
Anybody who has seen the images and the video know how violent this crash is.
Horrible.
And there are a lot of families that are going to be waiting and wondering for a period of time.
Prayers.
We're going to try to get them that information as fast as we can, but if this is a family you know, please give them your support. Please give them your prayers. Please give them your love and be with them, because the toughest moments, and I can say it from personal experience, are when you're wondering whether that person that you know and you care about has survived something like this.
The debris is scattered over a mile, and although there was no harmful cargo on board, smoke from the flames could be seen billowing into the sky from miles away, and a shelter-in-place order initially extended to 5 miles north of the airport as far as the Ohio River. Air accident investigators have the grim task of ascertaining what went wrong on this flight, but the images from Kentucky will do nothing to allay fears that America's skies aren't as safe as they should be. The scale of what's been...
This is all over the news. I mean, how could it not be? Man, I watched a guy on a clip talk about, and he's some aeronautical dude. I can't remember what his credentials were, but he was up there. And he was talking about that scene where it's actually like just above the runway and it's not gaining anymore. He said the left engine wasn't just smoking, or you can kind of see it. I won't show it again. That's enough. But the fire was just raging already, like some catastrophic failure near that engine or something. And because it had so much fuel on it, the fuel was just rushing to that flame. So they couldn't pull up. They couldn't get their altitude. And then you saw what happened. Whoa. Man, prayers and thoughts and everything to all those people that are affected by that. It crashed in what looked like some type of industrial park area. There was, if you look at some of this, you can find clips online. There's like these huge silos of like fuel and industrial, stuff that's flammable. Horrible, horrible, horrible. I don't want to fly anytime soon. And allegedly entertainment. I wonder if there is some, just my theory, some underlying, agenda to keep us from entering the sky. I don't know. Here we go.
At approximately 5:14 p.m. Eastern Time tonight, UPS flight 20...
This is just the same. I didn't realize I still had this on here. I'm going to skip this one. These numbers are now higher, so, if you want to find out more about that, I've seen enough. Let's go.
All right, I've got some awesome news for all the sky.
Okay, we're back to some alien fun stuff. Comet 3i Atlas. We still don't have a legitimate answer of what this is. I watched the clip earlier from Don't Look Up and how ironically similar parts of that movie coincide with the movie we're living. Watch this.
Watchers out there, after weeks behind the sun, 3i Atlas is finally visible again from Earth if you have a telescope. So check this out. According to IFL Science, they're reporting that it's appearing in the early morning sky near Venus and Spica, which is the bright star in Virgo. So you can catch it best at dawn right now. But it's not just back, it is changing. So as it hit perihelion in October on the 29th, data from NASA's STEREO, SOHO, and GOES 19 showed that it brightened very quickly and it shifted towards a higher energy blue wavelength. It's probably venting fresh ice and gas, exposing material older than our solar system itself, which is fascinating. Telescopes like Gemini North and Noir Lab have captured jets of material bursting from the surface, one shooting straight towards the sun. So its coma and its tail have also grown larger than many people expected. So it's proof that this object is bursting with activity right now. Meanwhile, NASA's been almost silent about it all. All right, I've got some awesome news for all.
That is so strange. Our space agency isn't giving us legitimate information. And here's the thing. There's some of those were AI images. Some of them I don't even know if they coincide, like where'd they come from. There's so much rhetoric out there that contradicts. Yeah, let's just keep going. We're almost done. Let's go.
So y'all said y'all wanted to hear about the Getty Museum conspiracy.
This is
So,
interesting.
let's do that. The story goes that billionaire J. Paul Getty didn't just build a museum for culture, he built a fortress to hide something underneath. And conveniently, the Getty Museum is perched right above a massive underground structure. One that officially is just for earthquake protection, because nothing says earthquake protection safety quite like a multi-level bunker.
Yeah.
Rumors say that below the Getty is a labyrinth of tunnels connecting secret bases beneath Hollywood, the Los Angeles International Airport, and even the Pacific Ocean. Some say this is where the elite gather for, let's say, meetings. Others say it's where the reptilian hybrids live and feed. And according to the wildest versions, the whole thing doubles as a human trafficking hub. All of this disguised as a world-class art institution. And look at this place. It's like a whole fucking fortress. And of course, the Getty Foundation denies all this. They say there's no secret tunnels, there's no sub-level ritual chambers, no elevator that goes beyond the map. But people still claim that there are miles of underground facilities stretching under the city and that the Getty was one of the entrance points. Even today, some flat earth and reptilian believer circles say that the Getty's lower levels lead straight to the inner earth, the lizard capital itself. Y'all remember Netflix's Inside Job? Now, I'm not saying that the Getty Museum is a reptile embassy, but I am saying that if a guard ever tells you sorry that floor is off limits, I'm gonna start fucking asking more questions. And I don't know, man, when your museum already looks like a Bond villain's hideout, it doesn't exactly help your case. So y'all said y'all wanted to hear about the...
Consume propaganda and coffee. And once again, this is in my top 3 to top 5 TikTok, channels. I love it. I love his costumes. I've never seen this guy's face, don't know who he is, and I think that's a part of the lore. But I feel like we're best friends. Okay, let's go. Just something interesting and fun to throw in there. Whoa, right?
Did you know it's illegal to communicate with a dolphin? You know that?
Yes. Do you know why?
Why is that?
So I think it was 1927, because I just looked this up recently, because they stopped in Hawaii now. You can't take the boats out to swim with the dolphins. It's illegal. It's cruel for the animals. And I was like, okay,
Cruel for the animals.
it's like, it's cruel for the dolphins, but we'll dump into the ocean for them.
Right.
Like
Daily, yes.
They taught dolphins how to track their enemy ships and how to put different explosives onto the ship, and they could communicate with humans. and that they were learning how to communicate back and forth, and they didn't want people to learn that because dolphins will tell them what's going on under the ocean.
And that's what I heard too.
Isn't
Because
it?
whenever my sister sent us the story maybe like last year or something. She was like, "Did you know that you couldn't talk to dolphins?" I was like, "We can't talk to dolphins. They're dolphins." And she was like, "No." And she sent this story, and I was like, "So we can't? How can we communicate?" She was like, "I don't know." And I looked it up a little bit, and it was like dolphins know stuff that they don't want us to know. And I was, "Did you know it's illegal to?"
I got some fun homework for you if you feel like indulging myself and yourself. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Great movie, super fun, funny, interesting, great cinematography and whatnot. But there's a theory in there about the dolphins. And that's all I'll say. Okay, hey, we did it. Boom, bam. We did it. Okay, like I said, this is the 5th of November. That's also a very favorite movie of mine. Guy Fawkes, check it out if you don't know what I'm talking about. F-A-F-U-A-X, Fawkes, Guy Fawkes. It might even be on your calendar. Check your calendar and then go from there. Okay, so the clips today were a little damn, right? I want to leave you with some words of encouragement, though. A lot of these could make you feel a certain way and like you want to react. Instead, give it some time, think about it, and then respond. And just remember, the only thing that we really have control over is the moment we're in right now. That's it. How you feel, what you let affect you. And that leads me to my message that I give every single time I sign off on these. Spread your love, share your knowledge, and you will take your day. Dictate your day. Okay? Whew. Keep it positive, because that's all we really, that's all we really could do. Oh. All right. We're done. Thank you for sticking around this long. Seriously, I love you guys so very much. Damn. Makes me feel good to put these out. Exchange some energy with some like-minded people. Trying to find my tribe. Thank you to all my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, maybe give it a thought. Maybe a thumbs up. Maybe a comment. Get in there. Get in there. Dick's gonna dip. I will see y'all on the flip. Let me set up my exit here because it's about that time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Wednesday, hump day. Get your hump on. Haha, message from Dick. Seriously, thank you. Thank you for everything. I'll see you Friday. Friday it is. May your day be amazing. Good things. Good things.
I wish I could give you up, but you're my new favorite drug. Enter into my blood, run with my toxic